Welcome or welcome back to the Light Renegades. My name is Starr. For those that might find themselves here for the first time, thank you so much for joining us. The Light Renegades are a collective of Pleiadian beings bringing you information from, I guess, the universes at this time, everyone. But today's message is from the Galactic Alliance, which is our fractal of the Galactic Federation of Light that once was. And I channeled this message right at the beginning of January when I was taking some time off. And this is more of a conversation that was happening between me and the GA and my guides. So apologies if it feels the energies feel a little bit different. I think the next few channelings that I bring forward will be of that essence because they are pre-channeled messages that I'm being told to bring forward now. And I was convinced that we were in for some substantial financial crash when this message came through, everyone. And I was specifically given the month of February, but now feeling the energies into February, and everything shifts and changes, and I'm being given a little bit more of an overarching scope of what this could potentially mean for us and moving forward with regards to the financial system. But today's message was titled The Financial Freeze, and the GA started with, "Dear souls, this is a warning to whom it may concern. There will be a form of financial collapse happening within the coming weeks. This is not due to the reasons for which they will tell you, rather to induce fear and allow for the masses to once again hold themselves hostage in fear. Money truly does not matter this lifetime. We shall tell you this now. Of course, survival mode will tell you otherwise. If you are watching this, please know that you will be supported, bearing in mind it is not contractually aligned to help with your soul's growth." And I asked the GA what they meant by this, and they said, money is involved in our lives because it is how we've constructed, well, not us personally, but it's how it's been constructed around us for us to be able to operate. But they were trying to help us understand that money has no direct correlation to your soul's growth. And it took me a real long time to understand this and believe this to be true. And I said, what do you mean? I was like, money seems to rule everything around us, and how does that not correlate to our soul's growth? And they're saying that if you're moving from a heart-centered space, if you're moving from a space of being soul-led, you will have everything that you need, and this might not look how you thought it would look. And I can genuinely say that a lot of my soul's growth and where I found my most abundance has not been connected to money, which is definitely something I was having to learn this lifetime and understand this lifetime. And also, I feel like my life is ever more enriched the less that I look at money. So that might be a side note to some of you out there, and I'll expand a little bit more about what that perhaps might mean to some as I finish. But this message is not to instill fear, but merely warn of what's to come. We ask that you just rest assured knowing that you know the truth and that you can witness the disarray that goes on around you. Keeping yourselves in a state of peace and surrender. There'll be many trying to pull at you, trying to bring you into their fear. Do not allow the fears of others to burst your bubble of protection and faith within self. And I think expand within your teams of light within that as well, everyone. You know the truths of this world, and where we find ourselves right now, it is up to you to move forward in ease and aligning with what feels right to you at your heart center. We ask for each of you to take more time out to come to a heart-centered space so that you can truly hone in on what it is that is needing your attention. This may be within self or what you feel coming from another. Who needs your love and support at this time? Do not fear what you feel. Just give unconditional love from a space of wholeness. And that's what they left me with in February, everyone. And I was feeling like there was going to be a massive collapse somewhere. And with them starting with, "Dear souls, this is a warning to whom it may concern." And I feel like there might be very specific people watching this at this time that might be working in the financial system. And I think with regards to your bubble of what is happening with your clients, or perhaps some things that you're involved in, this might be connecting to this grand financial freeze that I'm speaking about. Whereas I think filtering down to others, I can't speak. But sorry everyone, I feel like whenever I'm trying to get these important messages coming out, there is just so much energy being pelted into me for me not sharing these. So you're going to have to bear with me, but this just proves to me just how important all of this is. So for those that it's filtering down through to us others that aren't involved in financial workings or perhaps, you know, big financial understandings at this time, I feel like this idea of the energy of the financial freeze with regards to scams. There's been a lot of scamming that I've heard about in the past couple of weeks, and I feel like that's another thing that is coming forward to be made aware of at this time. So if you feel like you are, you know, having to protect your money, I would say trust that. And if you've been feeling like you feel like you can't trust someone with your money, I would say trust in that too, everyone. I feel like whatever is coming up for you at this time with regards to money, if there is just an inkling within you, I would say just go in with a layer of protection around all of that. And I was feeling like this idea of the financial freeze as a whole on a mass scale, I feel like down the line with regards to everyone wanting us to move to, you know, electronic money, I feel like there is a massive reason for that. And I'm not talking about cryptocurrency, I'm talking about them wanting us to move everything to being online so we don't have any more physical money here. And I feel like that is something that is a potential to be a freeze if enough people buy into, you know, putting their money online rather than having physical cash somewhere, or having it in a very specific place that is safe away from others that could potentially hack that. And however that looks to you, however that aligns to you, is going to look incredibly differently. But I feel like this overall arching essence of a financial freeze will come if the masses out there succumb to this pressure of putting all money online, everyone. And I feel like that was the overarching feeling that was now stepping forward within this message and this energy. And I feel like there is something happened behind the scenes to stop this financial crash in February, because it felt like such a strong energy that was coming forward. I felt like I might have to, you know, hop out of my integration time in January to share this for February. But I feel like something shifted with our collective energy. And I think it's this idea of not putting so much pressure on money and finances, everyone, which is something that the GA is wanting to stress at this time. They're saying, stop stressing about money. It will come when it needs to. And this is definitely something that has happened along my journey. And, you know, whenever I need something, it does appear. And I think some of you are having to trust that so that you can break free from old paradigms, old structurings that no longer work for you at a soul's level. So I feel like this will be a message that I will expand on a little bit more later down the line with the GA, because I feel like there might be a lot of questions, but also a lot of relevant information to come forward within that. I think we're trying to move from the heart and from the soul, and not think about the constraints that have been placed upon us where we find ourselves in our prison at this time, everyone. I am honestly going to start sharing that Mother Gaia feels like a prison right now. So whatever you can do to step out of the alignment of your cage, I think do that, everyone. Step out of, step out of the cage, step out of whatever it is trapping you at this time. And I think a lot of us, it's a fear of finances that stops us believing that we can have whatever we want, believing that we can step forward and achieve whatever we want, believing that we, can have a life of our own desires. It's this idea of money and not having enough of it, I think is the main factor, this lack mentality that stops us from truly breaking free. So the GA wants us to start thinking about money as energy and believing that whatever we need, we will be supported in that, and trusting in that. It's about trusting yourself, trusting in your teams of light, trusting in, these galactic higher level beings that are out there that are giving us these messages so that we can break free from the old paradigms of the past. This is connecting to the negative reptilian order and, how they've structured our lives so that we stay within the confines of what they have told is possible to us. And it's just not true, everyone. And, I like to think that we are all coming to this with an open mind, and just really breaking down old paradigms and stepping into a more heart-centered space. And, if you're making massive decisions at this time, what is your soul, what is your heart guiding you to do? I think get out of the mental mind, specifically those that might be having to make real financial decisions at this time. I think in your heart what to do, but it's your mind and your fear that stops you. That feels really significant to some of you out there. But, if you would like to discuss this on a more personal level with regards to where you might find yourself in your journey, please do not hesitate to reach out. This is exactly why I'm here. But I feel like this idea of finances and money is going to be the next thing that we are trying to break down with regards to control, everyone. So just bear that in mind when you are making decisions at this time. Is this coming from fear? Is this coming from a heart-centered space? Is this coming from trust of my team, of my guides, and in myself, and knowing that I can produce anything that I need for my own life to move forward? You know, you are in control of your life, of your universe. Sis, plural at this time, everyone. And yeah, please, please, please remember that. But I think that's all for today from me, the GA. And yeah, take care. I'll be back real soon.